Sometimes you love them, sometimes you can't stand them, and sometimes you wonder if you even need them. Today, Dylan will be talking about parents. And what he has learned from his own parents. Delivering speech number 6, vocal variety. Please help me welcome Dylan.
Hello, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Parents are a necessity that we can't live without. They play a major role each and every day for us, and eventually they become part of who we are. Parents, whether it's cooking or cleaning or simply spending time with us, I think it's safe to say that parents contribute most to our well-being. And yeah, at times, parents can be a little annoying and they can be a little embarrassing, but they tend to always have the best interests at mind for us. And no matter how much we try to separate ourselves from our parents, we'll always be a product of our environment. Now, with that being said, I believe that there are many morals, lessons, and even beliefs that we adopt from our own parents. For me, out of those was generosity. My parents taught me to be generous and to practice generosity. Money management was one of those ways that we practiced generosity. My parents taught me to keep a tight grip onto my money when it came to senseless, material things. But they also taught me to loosen that grip when it came to those in need. And my parents, they were always a healthy example of this, and I follow that example. But I found that money isn't always abundant, and sometimes it's not even the best thing to give. So they taught me to give my time. They showed me that I can volunteer and be active in my community where needed. And along the way, I can even achieve a level of self-fulfillment. And then through generosity, my parents taught me to be humble and to set aside pride. And through that, I learned to appreciate the things that I have. A loving family, a home, and an opportunity to go to school. My parents taught me to appreciate these different things. They taught me to appreciate these different things, not just by understanding of what it took to achieve them, but recognizing those who might not have been blessed by these different things. Blessed the way that I was blessed with them. And I'm still, to this day, very grateful for the things that I have. And I've achieved a level of self-contentment with what I have. Starting from a young age, I found that my dreams, my goals, and my passions weren't going to come easily, or for free, for that matter. But my parents taught me the value of work and to work hard. They always exaggerated the idea of going beyond and to push myself. And they always pushed the pursuit of education and achieving good grades within that. And at the core of these different things, I realized that it was discipline that was helping me to achieve certain goals. But yet, it was still my parents. It was their success, their achievements, that yet again set them as another prime example for me and my siblings of what can be achieved through discipline and hard work. And lastly, my parents taught me to care for the right things and to prioritize the important things in my life. They showed me that my life and the things that I acquire and the resources that I obtain, all these things are finite. And they all will eventually come to an end for all of us. But they mentioned it was the relationships that we share with one another. It was the relationships that we share with others that become eternal. But also, my parents mentioned to not become too focused on the distractions in the life, and not the little things, but focus more on the important things that are in my life. And through that, I learned that there's more of a purpose to life than simply serving ourselves. Now, these are all but a fraction of what I've learned from my parents, and what I'm still learning from my parents. Still to this day, I learn from them, and they mentor me. And I find that my parents, they're one of the many blessings that I have. And I hope to one day that I'll be able to pass these attributes and these lessons and these morals onto my children and their children, children's children, and so on. And I love my parents. They're truly great parents. They're understanding, loving, and caring. And I couldn't have better. Thank you.
Dylan. I'll try to not be too loquacious tonight, evaluating my son, since I'll try to be fair and balanced. So, and I know when he came up here and he was going to talk about, his parents, I was a little bit cringing at the time, like, please be gentle, but it turned out it was very positive. Boy, you've grown in the last year and a half since she showed up, and each speech that you've done, you've just improved on, and you worked so hard on these, I know, and it really showed. One of the things that I noticed is the level of volume that you have used to be somewhat, I know in the back of the room it was more difficult to hear you. And now your voice, you're I don't know if it's because you're more confident or whatever, but you're easily able to be heard all throughout the room. Is that the case back there? Did you agree? Okay. So awesome job. Pauses, between your points, you would have a nice pause. So everything that your objectives were well met. As a parent, it's funny that you say these things over and over and over. And I wonder if, gosh, did they ever stick in? And then he gets up here and he talks about the same thing that our values that Lydia and I hold dear, Let's see, the 3 points. Being generous. That's, with your time, humility, contentment. The second thing, relationships. Family is very important to us. And the third thing, work hard. We expect hard work out of our boys. The one challenge that I have for you, you had an awesome speech as far as how organized it was. You had good points. It really was driving it home. Make it personal in the sense with each point. Like, generous. One of the things that my family and I have done a couple of times is we went and volunteered at Paz de Cristo to feed the homeless. And we've done that a couple of times. It's just a eye-opening experience for us, and we would prepare the food for the guests, and we would serve them. And it was just a thing that I would have added for that, and then maybe for family. One of the things we would do every summer is we'd go visit my wife's family, and we would go camping, and we had such experiences that were just memorable for a lifetime. And those are the types of things that I think if you would have added that in, it would have solidified all of your points. Everything that you made, the points that you made were awesome, but it would just make it just an extremely memorable speech, and I'm so proud of you.